Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3, Episode... What is this? Episode 6. So, you guys, the birds are out, honey. It is springtime, and it is a few birds that are just chirping really loud. I've been trying to shoo them away and everything, but they ain't going nowhere, honey. This is daytime, and they are celebrating life right now. So, y'all gonna hear some chirping in the background. Just try to zone it out, okay? Shall it be so much going on this show? I just be like, I know them writers have to be exhausted. Like, it'd be so much happen in one episode. My notes just be crazy, you guys. Anyway, the review, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show opens with Monet, her ice cold blood running through her veins as she sits and watches them roll Renzo out so she can identify the body. And she was like, yep, that's his bitch ass. At least that's what she thought in her mind. Okay. Now, look, nobody is suspecting that something happened to Renzo. We got Diane. She is having sex with great value Arsenio. I guess she finally gave it up. We see Drew. He's over there smiling, drawing. Okay. Was he drawing Castillo? And Kane is out, high stakes poker game with the boys. All right. Everybody is living their life. And then they get the call. So they all go to the house. And, Monet is trying to look as devastated as she can, considering she killed her husband, or at least got him killed. She's telling the kids that she needs help planning the funeral. Diane was like, has anybody even said who might have done this? And she was like, since when do they care about us, Dee Dee? Now, Kane is just looking at Auntie, okay, side-eyeing her, because he already got some ideas, okay? He don't share it with anybody else. Now, Drew, he's so upset. It's the Russians. The Russians is the ones that's responsible. He want to go after the Russians. And Kane was like, that's all gossip. We don't know that for sure. We ain't going after the Russians just because you got a hunch. Okay. And Auntie was like, yeah, we not making no moves until we know for sure. We definitely don't need that kind of smoke. All right. Oh, Drew is so upset. Okay, so he storms off and Diane goes after him. So now it's just Auntie and Kane. And like I said, Kane is kind of looking at Auntie up and down. He ain't really trusting it. Just the other day you had questions about Poppy. Didn't he turn up dead? She was like, nigga, what you trying to say? I'm going to kill my husband of 20 years? Okay, the father of my children? And he was just like, she was like, yeah, no. I was just like, well, Auntie, he got a point. Anyway, she's like, here go the life insurance policy, take care of the money, make sure that it, stays legit. They need to keep. I was just like, so now you got the street nigga handling the legitimate business. This is so stupid. What do you have Drew for? Since when do you think that it's a good idea to have Kane do something like this? Okay, what is wrong with Auntie? She's stupid. Kane got an attitude. She was just like, I just can't believe you think I would kill your father. But I mean, I guess if you think I killed your father, then you should be worried too, huh? Because you kept a lot of secrets from me too, didn't you? And here you are still breathing. I guess I would be worried if I was you. Okay? And Kane was like, I'll handle the life insurance. Man, yeah, please do that. And everything else, don't worry about it with your stupid ass. Okay? Because we know anytime you add 2 and 2, it come up 5. I was like, why is she so rude to Kane? Oh, I can't wait till they figure out that it's her. Child, they are going to get rid of Monet. I've had enough of Monet. I'm tired of her and her old nasty, disagreeable self. Now, jumping over to Tariq, we see Tariq, he in the bed with Effie, okay? And this nigga's on his full orange juice Jones, like he looking at her like, I saw you walking in the rain, She was just like, what's going on? Is everything okay? He was just like, yeah, I just got a few things on my mind, okay? Still side-eyeing her. So she was just like, oh, all right. So she looks at her phone. She says, oh, shit. Did you know this? Did you know Renzo got killed last night? He was like, no, I didn't know. She was like, well, you act like you might have known something. You act like you saw a ghost. And I was just like, honey, no truer words have been spoken. He was like, nope, I just got some stuff I got to take care of before I go to class. And she was just like, oh, okay. I was like, girl, you on your way out, sis. Now, Lauren is at home. She wakes up in her bed, and for a split second, you guys, she forgot all about, she thought maybe she had a bad dream and that, she's back to her regular life. And then right away she remembers, oh no, she has been hidden away by the FBI and or by the DA, I guess I should say. She's working with the feds. And no, she is in her room, but her parents aren't there, you guys. She just came to the house last night and they weren't there. I was just like, girl, what is you gonna fuck around and get your mama a fucking heart attack just showing up at the house? What is wrong with Lauren? These kids is crazy, child. People is crazy on this show. So she gets up and she hears the doors open, the door rattling in the front of the house. So she gets up and she runs to the stairs. I was just like, can you imagine seeing your dead child standing at the top of your stairs? She's like, Mom? And nope, it's not Mom, it's the DA. Yes, that's right, it's Jenny. Jenny was just like, what are you doing here, Lauren? You're supposed to be at the safe house. And she was like, I came home, okay? She wanted to let her parents know that she was alive, but they didn't come home last night. And Jenny was like, yeah, that's because we done moved your parents for safekeeping. Okay, so they ain't gonna be here. They temporarily have been removed from here. Overly Dedicated told me I didn't have to go back to that safe house. She don't want to go back. Enough of this shit, Jenny. I'm gonna need you to come clean with me. You blaming Tariq, but I told you that it was Effie that tried to kill me. And Jenny was looking at her and she was just like, girl, where else did you go last night? And she was just like, I haven't been anywhere else. Okay, she decided not to tell her about her little meeting with Tariq. But Lauren has made it clear she wants her old life back. Listen, Lauren, the only way that you're going to be able to get out of this fully, the only way you're going to be able to see your parents, the only way that we can keep everybody safe is if you cooperate with the case. Otherwise, Jenny don't know what to tell her. And she was just like, fine. She gonna keep cooperating, but she want to talk to Overly Dedicated first. Now, I don't know what Tariq had to take care of before class, but they end up in class, and he sees Effie and he says, later on, I wanted to see if, you and I could hang out, and maybe talk later, and she was just like, oh, okay. All right, good. Okay. And now we in class. It's just like, here we go. One of those conversations again. Here comes Professor Harper. And the conversation today is going to be America, the land of the lies. Okay. Governmental cover-ups and conspiracy theories. How fitting for today. Okay, so of course the clever students is throwing around whatever they got to say about the United States and all of that, and the subject of Lorenzo comes up. Well, maybe we shouldn't talk about Lorenzo since one of their classmates is, in the class, even though Diana's not there, obviously. One of the guys was like, why can't we talk about it? This is the perfect time. She's not here. Tariq was like, you guys are all full of shit. Okay, you guys just believe anything that the media says. So that means that you guys believe what the media says about me and my family when it's not true. I was like, Tariq, how you sitting there and telling them people it's not true? And everything that them people think about your family is definitely true. And some, okay? But yeah, Tariq is so indignant. Fuck y'all. Y'all got y'all nerves. Okay, show a little respect to Diana and her family as they lost their father. And Tariq is so offended. I guess he believes in his own lies as well. But Tariq don't really know what to think. After class is out, he go and he find him Mel, all right? As soon as the elevator doors open, honey, here come Tariq blasting out the elevator. He going to bust Mel in the face. Bam! What the fuck happened to Lauren? I was like, well, hello to you too. Mel at first was trying to stick to the story, but that is not going to work. She died in the river. Isn't that what the news says? Okay, Tariq ain't talking about the news and you know it. Tariq was like, they are investigating me though. And of course, while we doing all this conversation, Tariq is beating the hell out of Mel. So I guess Mel had enough. All right. He tried to do what you said, but Kane said that Lauren was wearing a wire. So what else did you want me to do? Effie, they took over. He tried to do what Tariq said. Now, how did Mel know that Lauren was wearing a wire? Okay, it must have been Effie. Okay, well then maybe it was. Shit, Mel don't know. Tariq was like, don't tell Effie nothing about this. Okay, because he got to figure this out. And Mel was like, fine, I ain't saying nothing else. Just please stop trying to beat me up. So yeah, Tariq, now that he had his confrontation with Mel, he gonna take Effie out. Okay. So he done rented a car. They ain't in his nice blue Porsche. And she was just like, oh, what made you rent a car? He said, oh, I just wanted to do something a little different. Okay. Again, on his orange juice. I love you, girl. I love you so much. I followed you today. I was just waiting for the music to come in. I saw you and him walking in the rain. Effie was just like, well, this is really nice considering you've been on like some old James Bond type shit ever since we got back from Italy. And he was just like, Effie, I care about you a lot. And she, Effie feels the same way about Tariq. Then he was just like, you might not know everything about me. And she was just like, yeah, she feels the same way too. You don't know everything about her as well. So, you know what? Tariq opens the door first. He tells her about the dirty cop. And she was just like, well, he had it coming. After that happened, he thought that he could just go on ahead and lead a normal life. But that's not what ended up happening. Now he in shit that he just cannot get away from. He can't get himself out of. He was trying to run from his past. His dad was always tripping when he was in his life. Messed the whole family up, and then he put his hands on his mama, and well, he can't let that happen. Him and his mom, they came up with the plan to get rid of the daddy. Okay? But he couldn't let his mom be the one to take the rap for killing his daddy, so basically he did it himself. And Effie was just like, yeah, I understand you did what you had to do, okay? And he was like, have you ever had anything like that happen to you? And she was just like, yeah, I've had a lot of stuff happen that you don't know about, nobody really knows about, okay? So he was like, oh, really? Do tell. And I was just like, yes, Effie, inquiring minds want to know. This is your last chance. This is your last chance. This boy done got you out in the middle of nowhere in this rented car. And he been tripping, being very secretive, sneaking out at the middle of the night, having an attitude, side-eyeing you and everything. Girl, maybe you need to put on your spidey senses and know that maybe it's time to come clean. So he was just like, yeah, so what you been through? And she was just like, and I was just like, go on and tell him, girl, this is it. And she was just like, well, when I was younger, my mom, she had all these men in and out of the house. And Tariq just kind of puts his head down like, that's not what I was talking about, even though that sounds pretty horrible, but still. Okay. She was just like, yeah, she had boyfriends and they would touch on me. And, when I told her what happened, she had the nerve to go and marry him. And I think they're still married to this day. Okay. And so Tariq is just sitting there looking at her. And I was like, okay, girl, and move on to the next one. He don't know. But that's it. And boy, poor Tariq, he is just very, very upset. Like, God, I tried to let you do it again, girl. You just ain't gonna be right. So, they drive it. They in the area of the lake, okay? And, Tariq was just like, so, girl, what else you want to tell me? And she was just like, Tariq, where are we? Once she realizes that they are in that area. Okay, where are you taking me? So, honey, he pulled that car over. He said, get out the car. Get the fuck out the car. I was like, well, girl, we tried to tell you. So he pulls over right at the lake. Okay. He was like, what happened here? I don't know. And he was just like, well, Mel told me that he told Lauren to run. Okay. Now, maybe you can explain to me how she ended up in the car and crashed in this lake. Do you buy that story, Effie? She was like, the news people said that he was like, I said, are you buying that story? I didn't ask you what the fucking news people said. Don't play with me, Effie. Do not fucking play with me. How did Kane know that we was trying to get Lauren out of the city? Tell me the truth. I know you killed Lauren. I just want to hear you fucking say it. Say it. You gotta say that you did it, okay? So then Effie, she kind of pulled up her shirt and she got a gun tucked in there. He was just like, oh, so you gonna pull a gun out on me? Okay. You think I'm here to hurt you? Even if I wanted to do it, I couldn't even do it because now there's a fucking investigation out on me. Okay, I can't put another murder on these hands. He was like, no, that's not possible. And he was just like, there's a murder investigation out on me about Lauren. Okay, you have ruined everything. And she was just like, how have I ruined everything? She wore a wire. She knew the rules. And he was just like, she don't know the fucking rules. She is not on the streets. She is a civilian. She is not a part of the game. I had a plan to get her out. And Effie was like, and that plan was not going to work. She had a family. She couldn't just disappear. They was going to look for her. He was like, you fucked everything up. And she was like, no, you did. Okay, because you couldn't kill her. So I did what needed to be done. And I did it to protect you. And I was just like, well, girl, even if that is what the plan was, if you would have came clean a whole lot sooner, maybe he would have understood. He definitely ain't gonna understand that now. He looking at her and she is just like, please say something, Tariq. And he's disgusted. Tariq said, I believed what you said because I loved you. But fuck you. Okay, fuck you. You find a way back. I said, oh, and you gonna leave her out there in the middle of nowhere, Tariq? You ain't right. And poor little Effie's heart is just a broken. Now, after this whole confrontation that Mel had with Tariq, Effie had with Tariq, I guess they still thought that they was gonna check in for work as usual. Okay, they go on down to the warehouse. And Tariq got old boy on the front door saying, listen, Tariq told me that you guys are not to get in this building, to keep you guys out by any means necessary. Okay? And they both looking like, what? So the nigga didn't cut us out the business? Yes. Now, Tariq ain't thinking smart, because how y'all gonna move all them drugs and you didn't cut out the two main people that's doing all the damn work? So, of course, Effie is mad at Mel. This is all your damn fault. What the hell did you tell him? And Mel was like, I did not tell him anything. This nigga came swinging first and asking questions later. He already knew what was going on. And so, yeah, they arguing back and forth. And she was just like, whatever, Mel. You know what? I am done. And he was just like, yeah, we both done. Like we had a choice. So Tariq meets with Kane. And Kane was just like, where's Effie and Mel? And Tariq was like, yeah, I had to cut him out the business. And Kane was just like, what, you cut him out? No, we need them. Okay, and how you just gonna cut them out anyway when King Noma is after all of them? So since when is Tariq calling the shots here? This is stupid. Then Kane was just like, oh, so you must be mad about your other bitch. You know about it, huh? Oh, so does that mean I'm next? Please let me know if I'm next. Because Kane would love to kill Tariq. But Tariq ain't studying Kane. He was like, you did exactly what I expected you to do. Okay, but now there's a whole murder investigation on me. And that means it's on all of us because of that shit that happened that night. Kane was like, I'm not worried because that ain't on me. They can have their little murder investigation with you all they want. We got to move this damn product. But later on, Kane catches up with Mel. And he was just like, oh, Mel, you wasn't at the re-up. And Mel was just like, not today, Kane. Okay. Well, anyway, Kane wanted to talk to him, because he got this life insurance money and he needs, Mel to invest it, keep it legit. And Mel was just like, why don't you invest it in Western Holdings? Kane was just like, he don't know about that. What would Kane know about investing in all of this? This is just, I just don't understand what Auntie is even thinking, not having Drew do this instead of Kane, but whatever. Anyway, Kane is kind of rubbing it in to Mel that he's still in the business because he ain't no pushover. He ain't no pussy. He don't roll over for Tariq. You working like a damn slave over there, and Tariq just sitting on his ass at Stansfield. You need to man up, all right? King Noma is after all of us. Tariq can't just put y'all out like that. So figure out how to get back in, and when you get back in, and we'll talk about maybe investing this money in Western Holdings. We see all these people over at the house. At first, I thought they already had the fume and that this was the repast, but y'all, they ain't had no fume. So I don't know what kind of repast this is. It's more just like everybody coming over paying their condolences. One of the street niggas that, they've had their issues with, he come and he want to pay his condolences to the family, for Lorenzo, give him a stack of money, for a real one. And then he tells them that word on the street is that the Tejada family is not really handling this murder the way that they should be. I mean, y'all letting the disrespect fly. Kane said, yeah, we don't worry about it. We got it. We taking care of our family first. And he was like, looks over at Auntie, old boy, looks over at Auntie, said, boy, Auntie show looking good. She looked like she need a shoulder to cry on. And why he say that? Oh, the Tejada boys is upset now. Okay, Drew want to beat his ass. He go, are you serious? Monet, she overhears the ruckus, so she walks over, and he was just like, Monet, if you need anything from me, anything, all you gotta do is ask, okay? He looked like he just want to lick his lips at her. And she was just like, thank you, but my boys got everything under control. Thank you, though. I was like, nigga, you get more action out of a fucking donut hole. Well, what you think Auntie about to do with you? She don't even do it with Lorenzo. She definitely ain't doing it with some nigga off the street. So she sees that Drew is so upset. She was like, my boys got me. She pulls Drew off like, you know what, Drew? You need to control yourself. He over there. Like, nigga, calm down, Drew. He was like, he's just saying what they all thinking. We need to get out there and we need to avenge Poppy. Auntie was just like, no, Drew. We need to do things in order, like when we have proof. And he was like, no, this is the right thing to do. And she was just like, listen, I'm in charge now. Everything is going to roll differently. Everything is going to move differently. I'm going to basically put you back in charge, but we're going to keep that on the low right now. We ain't going to let Kane know. I would rather she be in charge than Drew. What do Drew? Ciao. And Drew was happy to hear that Auntie was planning on putting him back in charge. I was just like, this is a mess. Now upstairs, we see Diane. She's in her room, okay? And she trying to get herself together. And Great Value Arsenio is up in there. This nigga got the nerve to tell her, who are all those people that are downstairs? Are they family? And she was just like, I mean, yes and no. Some people, it's just people there, that care about her, what's happened to her family. He was like, it's hard for you, I know. And she was just like, yeah, because it just came out of nowhere, Nobody was expecting anything like that to happen. And then he gonna tell her that criminality has its own fate. And that Diane looked at him, and I was just like, girl, somebody better tell him something, because I'm gonna hurt his feelings. She looked at that nigga, she said, what did you just say? Your father made the choices, and that led to his demise. I was like, see, Diana, this is exactly why we told you not to fuck with this boy. She was just like, so you're trying to tell me that my father deserved to die? You were calling my dad a criminal in his own damn house at his repast? I was like, how are we having a repast before the funeral? Y'all, it's true. His choices led to this. And you're going to have the same fate if you continue this way. She was just like, let me tell you something, Negro. Not today, tomorrow, or any other day do you think that you can come up in this house and talk about my damn daddy. It's time for you to leave. Okay, nigga, get the fuck out. And if you have a problem getting out, my brothers can definitely show you the way. I said Kane would love to show him. He all shocked. I was just like, what is wrong with Great Value? You really thought you was going to be able to talk to this girl like this just because you got some ass the other day? Now, jumping over to Lauren. So Lauren talks to Overly Dedicated, and she was just like, Tariq is all innocent. And Overly Dedicated was like, Tariq is hardly innocent. Okay, he didn't try to kill you, but he hardly innocent. And she was just like, but you got his case against Jabari dismissed. And he was like, how do you know that? You don't have any Wi-Fi. You haven't. She was just like, yeah, I was able to log into my neighbor's Wi-Fi. He was like, yeah, don't tell Jenny that. She was just like, what if Tariq is innocent? He's going to go to jail for something that he didn't do. Overly Dedicated was just like, no, Lauren. Okay. Tariq is a monster. Did he tell you about the stuff with his dad, his mom, Tommy Egan? Them people groomed him to become the person exactly who he is today. He just like his daddy. Murderer. Drug dealer. He been like that since before high school. He's the reason that his sister got killed and then went off the deep end. I mean, he tells her about everything. The shit that happened at the school, the man that drowned in the pool. All of that got Tariq's name on it. But your testimony, Lauren, could stop him. And that's going to keep him from killing again, because trust me, Tariq is going to kill again. And Lauren is just sitting there listening to Overly Dedicated like, not my Tariq, not my man. Now, back at the office, Davis calls Overly Dedicated into his office. Hey, did you see that Lorenzo was killed last night? Davis was like, nope, I didn't know that. The family ain't reached out to him. He asked Overly Dedicated, you know anything about Lauren's death? Any investigations or anything? Because Tariq told him that there was one on him. And Overly Dedicated, plays stupid like he don't know. He'll have to check into it and see. In the meantime, they don't have time to file no writ. Theo is getting sicker and sicker. They have got to get him out of jail. Like, what can we do? Who do you know over in the governor's office, that can give us a favor and get him out? So Overly Dedicated reaches out to Councilman Tate, of course. And he appeals to a scandalous politician side. And he tells him how this case going on with Theo, if Councilman Tate attaches himself to this case, it'll make him look good. Him, this innocent black man, been in jail all these years, Councilman Tate come in and save the day. And Councilman Tate is always trying to find a fucking angle that'll help him get to this governor's spot. So he likes the way, you ain't got to sell him on it. He liked the way it sound already. But listen, if you're going to do this, he needs somebody to grease his palms a little bit. Overly Dedicated ain't got no money. Here, take my watch. He was like, nigga, are you serious? I am appalled, offended, okay? And that watch is trash. He might have took it if it was a Rolex or some shit, okay? He wants Davis to wage an opposition campaign against his opponent. Just whatever he got to say about the opponent, please say it. This way, Councilman Tate's hands stay clean, but all of the bad still comes out about the person that he's running against. All right, well, he'll let Davis know, okay? And Councilman Tate was just like, yeah, all right, and I'm out, okay? Get your watch game up. Okay, so he leaves out, and then here comes Jenny. I could have swore I just saw Councilman Tate walking out of here. So anyway, how can I help you, Jenny? She's there to apologize. You know, overly dedicated don't want to hear it. She was just like, well, good, because she out of patience. Like, what do you want, overly dedicated? He was like, did she fabricate the whole accident? And she was just like, nigga, what kind of conspiracy theory are you on? No, she didn't fabricate that. And you know what? You got a whole lot of nerves talking to her about what she does with her witnesses when you've done the same and worse. He was just like, how did you get the AG to sign off on protection for this witness? Was it because of me being your CI? Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now he don't want to help her no more. Do you trust me? And she was just like, listen, you decide not to help me with this, and I'm going to let them know that you brought a gun to truth and that you was about to shoot and kill Ghost. And he was like, oh, so you going to treat me like I'm a perp now? She was just like, well, if the shoe fits. I was just like, well, this is a different little turn in their relationship. Like, this show going to make for strange bedfellows. Y'all feel like this against each other. Now, Tariq, I guess he forgot that he had then went off on mail. Tariq goes to work like it's a regular day, and honey, his key card don't work. You know, he was just like, I keep trying to run my card through and it won't. They was just like, yeah, the card is deactivated. So they called Mel down. And Mel was just like, yeah, I mean, you know what, nigga, two can play that game. You want to come busting out of elevators, you know, swinging on folks and everything. You really thought that you was going to come back to work here after you did what coffee business is my business. Okay? I can keep you out the coffee business in the warehouse altogether. Quit playing with me, Tariq. I said, all right, Mel, let Tariq know. He ain't running this. Show Mel some respect. So then Tariq tells him he's still upset about what happened with Lauren. He was just like, I'm sorry, okay? I tried to do what you wanted me to do. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, but we're family. Family forgives each other. Tariq was like, you could have told me the truth. Mel was like, yes, I should have told you the truth. Hell, Mel was trying to tell you. Why couldn't Mel have told him, like, I've been trying to tell Effie that we need to say something over and over. She the one that kept saying no, okay? Mel just trying to smooth the waters. You mad at me and it's your bitch that's the one that was tripping. All right, but it won't happen again. And so Tariq was just like, you're right. You guys are all like my family, all liars. He don't trust neither one of them. So, you know, when Tariq gets so overwhelmed, what does he do? He goes to see his sister, okay, Raina. And he's just talking to her at the grave site, telling her how he wishes that she was there. You know, he wishes that all of the family was still together. You know, he just tired of this. He don't know who he can trust. He don't know what to do. And then you hear this other voice, is the granny. Okay, she got an attitude. He was just like, what are you doing here? She was just like, I come here every week and leave flowers for Raina. You know, that is when I'm not at my court-appointed rehab. You know, Granny is upset that Tariq got her in trouble. He was just like, I'm sorry, Grandma. I was just like, I don't know what she's so upset for, baby. You was drunk all the damn time. She was hitting that bottle tough. She mad. You know, you say you can't trust anybody, but you reap what you sow. Tasha gone. Yasmin gone, Raina dead, your daddy dead. You know, Tariq ain't admitting to nothing that got to do with his daddy. You know, the grandmother was just like, you just a liar. You're just like your father. And now you know he don't want to hear that. She was just like, if you don't stop this, what you're doing, you're going to end up just like him. You're going to end up right next to him. Okay, look over at his nice, big, pretty tombstone over there, just waiting for Tariq's space next to him. He was just like, you know what, Grandma, maybe you are right. Maybe I need to get out. I was just like, Tariq, why are we forgetting that King Noma is after them? You think you just gonna turn in your badge and leave? Now, jumping back over to Drew. Drew, he's still so upset about what happened with his poppy. Okay, he go and tell Castillo that he want to get back at the Russians because he knows it's the Russians that did this. However, he don't have the bodies. Okay, so that's where the Castillos come in. He needs y'all help, you know, and Castillo was just like, are you sure you want this kind of heat? And I was just like, are you really about to let this man start a war with the Russians knowing that you the one that killed this man's daddy? Now, Castillo was just like, you know, I get it. Now, I would do the same if it happened with, you know, if something like this happened to my dad, okay? Something like this did happen to his dad, and that's what he did. Except for now we got all these people that's not responsible for the death about to get in trouble. So Castillo was just like, okay, he with it if Drew with it. So Drew gets dressed up like a delivery guy, and he goes to where the Russian man is. You know, he's trying to flirt with the girl at the front of the desk. She ain't really got time for Drew. Okay, she don't even strike me as the type that's gonna date a black guy. But on top of that, her asshole boss is in the other room, and you know he don't like her fraternizing with the help. That's the guy that Drew is after. So perfect. So Drew goes in there with the delivery, and the guy is an asshole. You know, leave the shit over there in the corner and then get the fuck out. Like, hello to you too. Drew with his emotional ass, you know, he turned around. After what you did to my father, I'm the only one leaving this bitch alive. Okay? Nigga, we don't need this whole conversation. Just do what you came to do. He was like, who are you? Drew gonna show him. Okay? That man come up on him and Drew stabs him. And then he says, it's me, motherfucker. A Tejada. I guess he wanted the smoke. Now, back at campus, you know, Diana, now that she done broke up with Great Value, Arsenio, you know, she got some of her homies over at her dorm, you know, they getting drunk. And then there's a knock at the door, and it's Tariq. Hey, Tariq, you know, like, what you doing here? Okay, nigga done dropped Effie, and now he already back on Diana. Okay, he was just like, hey, Diana, you know, I'm sorry I didn't make it to the repast. Then when he see the friends there, you know, it's light-skinned Keisha and, you know, some other people from class, you know, they was like, oh, maybe we better leave. But when they walk out into the hallway, then here come Great Value Arsenio. He got some candy and some glass, and some flowers or some shit. And they was just like, yeah, I don't think that Diana's really ready to have company right now. And he was like, oh, she gonna want to see me. And they was like, yeah, well, she already got company now. And he was just like, you mean what, like some other guy? And they just started laughing. I was just like, go away, Great Value Arsenio, GBA. But inside, you know, Diana, she offers Tariq a drink. Okay, that ain't, you know, drinking ain't really Tariq's thing. Anyway, he go and sit on the bed. I was like, ooh, you niggas is something slick. What you been up to? And he was just like, you know, asking her, you know, if she could move product on the campus. And she was just like, you know, the last thing that my daddy told me is that I didn't have to sell drugs on campus. And I am not doing that no more. She was just like, well, have you ever thought about it, Tariq? Maybe you should get out too. And he was just like, yeah, you know, I have thought about getting out. Again, nobody is thinking about King Noma. He was like, yeah, he think about getting out, but it's not that easy, you know. It's just a lot that would have to happen before he could do that. And she was just like, yeah, it was hard even trying to run them drugs out of the candy store. He was like, oh shit, that was you that was doing that candy store hookup? And she was just like, yeah. And he was just like, that was a pretty good hustle there. He was like, I mean, if you keep on doing it, you know, I can help you with that. What else is going on? What's on your mind? And she was just like, well, my mom wants me to give the eulogy at the funeral, but I don't think I can do it. He was just like, oh, it's easy. You just say what you wish you could say if they were still there right in front of you. She was just like, thank you. And then she just get to staring at Tariq and he looking at her and then they start kissing. I was just like, boy, Tariq, you don't waste no time, huh? And honey, you guys know that Diana always wanted to be with Tariq. So this is right up her alley, Great Value. You don't even know. I was like, girl, your man is in the hallway. She was like, what about Effie? Girl, we broke up. I said, boy, you gotta love the youth. Okay, on to the next one. Now, the next morning, Effie is on plan B already. Okay, she knows that she still gotta move this product. So she go knocking on Diana's door and she tells her that she gonna need her to run them drugs out that candy store. Or no, I think Effie told her that she was gonna get blown up because people are starting to find out about what was going on at the candy store. Unless you team up with me. And Diane was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. And she was just like, why not, basically? And then she opens the door and honey, Tariq is sitting there on the bed putting his shirt on like, hey, Effie, what's up? And you guys know that just had to break poor little Effie's heart. Okay, nigga, we ain't even got 24 good hours and you already smashing this girl? She was just like, fuck all y'all. Okay, and she walks away. Poor Effie. So now Diane, now that Tariq is helping her, she's now working with the, you know, the wall situation up there, at the top up there, putting the drugs in the wall. Okay, unbeknownst to her, the prosecutor has put a camera up there. So now they are seeing Diane do the drugs thing too. Now we see Tariq is in there packing. And he texts somebody named Estelle. I was like, who is Estelle? Okay, I'm gonna see you soon. Okay. And so then we see Tariq, he's going out on the street, he's walking to the subway, he's being followed. And I was just like, okay, Tariq, what's going on? Okay. He jumps on the subway. The other person that's following him jumps on the subway too. You know, Tariq is kind of looking, and then he's hip to the person that's following him. So he take off running. Okay. And then the people chase him, and turns out it's the machete crew. The whole crew. They grab him up real fast and take him. Where the fuck you think you was going, Tariq? Machete crew #1 was just like, I told King Noma that she was crazy for working with you kids. Okay, now here you are trying to run. So they take his backpack that he has. Remember, we saw him packing his backpack, but somewhere he had a switcheroo. So they open his backpack and it's all product. And they was like, it's nothing but product in here. So Machete crew #1 was just like, oh, so you just had product? And Tariq was just like, yeah, what you thought? Y'all thought I was running? Machete crew was like, we heard that you was trying to lead a country. Tariq was just like, with what? Okay, I was going to drop the product that you guys asked me to drop. Okay, and now you ruined that. So now that I wasn't able to make that drop, when I do have to meet with King Noma, I will let her know that you guys are the reason that her money is short on this one. They all, no. Now King Noma don't need to know that. You gonna make sure that you have the full drop when you meet with King Noma, or that's gonna be your ass. Tariq was like, well then fine, can you let me go so I can go make the drop like I was supposed to? And they was just like, okay, but they still got their good eye on Tariq. So once Tariq gets out of the room, he calls Estelle, turns out to be his granny. Okay, hey grandma, I'm not gonna be able to meet you. You know, you go on. I made arrangements. I don't know how he's able to do all these things, but he's Tariq. He's a superhero. He says that he made the arrangements, and now Granny can go off and be with Tasha and Yasmin. And once he get things tied up here, once he finish taking care of what he got to take care of here, he gonna be with him. He gonna meet with him, but just be patient, okay? In the meantime, go on and be with everybody else. I'll be there later. Now, back at Weston Holdings, Mel pulls Kiki to the side, and he tells her how he needs her to help him clean this money, make this life insurance money legitimate. And Kiki was just like, okay, I mean, if I'm going to be getting involved in shit like this, then I want to cut. He was like, oh, you want to cut? Who are you? And she was just like, I am somebody that's here knowing that I'm about to be used to do some shit illegal. So if you getting some money off of it, I want to get some money off of it too. So now Kiki is in on it. Now the fume. Okay, Monet is there trying to look depressed. The Castillos is there like they ain't did nothing. Well, the one brother. Diana's crying. To our family, Renzo was the world. Okay, we got Extremely Annoying and Jenny are there. Once they see Diane up there talking, Jenny pulls out the picture like, yeah, we got a picture of her. And Extremely Annoying was just like, we got to make sure that she does more to hang herself. Give her a little bit of rope. We're not ready to arrest her just yet. They need more evidence. So yeah, the funeral is going on. Kane goes up to Renzo when he views the body, and he was just like, I know I let you down, Poppy, but you know what? Never again. He gonna find out who's responsible for his death. He gonna take care of it. So the pallbearers, they get the casket up, and the funeral is over, and we walk in the casket outside of the church, about to put it into the car. And then, here come the Russians. The Russians is doing a drive-by. It's just one truck, okay? Maybe you needed to bring more people. All right. But the Russians come, and we got one nigga out the damn ceiling of the roof of the car. He's shooting at the crowd. Everybody, they all get to running and hiding and shit. Kane yells out to Drew like, who is shooting at us? And Drew was like, the Russians. So while they shooting back and forth, they shoot old boy that's hanging out the top of the damn car. Like I said, he don't have no backup. So the person that's driving just backs up and leaves. And Kane is pissed, like, motherfucker, you got us in a war with the Russians? And Drew was just like, you know what, Kane, you might be rocking Poppy's peace, but I'm the head of this family. This is what he calls stepping up. Okay, now Kane is about to beat Drew's ass, and then here come Auntie. No, Kane, Drew made the right call. Auntie, you want this kind of smoke with the Russians? These Russians ain't playing now. They will cut your tongue out, nigga. They'll cut your titties off and hang you off. But we done seen what the Russians will do. This is a stupid plan. Kane is just looking at her, and Drew is smiling like, he finally got his mama on his side. So that's a mess. Kane goes and finds Effie. Okay, and she's all busy. Like, I'm busy, Kane. I said, girl, Kane is going to be your man in a minute. You might as well come around to it because Tariq is done. And he was just like, so what you doing? She was like, she busy trying to bring Tariq down now. The coffee thing, that's her shit. He can't just take that over. He was like, wait a minute, what? No. You can't mess up that shit with the business just yet. I mean, I understand you mad. You want to take him down. I got all of that. But crashing the app and destroying that's gonna mess all of us up. And King Noma's gonna kill us all. So let's not, be irrational. He said, I got a better solution. I'm gonna keep giving you the product. Okay, Tariq is not gonna keep you out of this. You can keep running your business. Kane feels like he has to look out for her because she was the one that told him about the wire. Now we see Tariq go and meet Mel out in the dark. Mel is like, I'm surprised you wanted to meet. And Tariq was just like, okay, yes, I had a problem with what you did with Lauren and everything, but it's a fact that they need each other. Okay, he needs to be able to work at Western Holdings, and they need to make sure they keep this app running, and they need to make sure that they keep the business going, at least until they can figure out a way to get out of this whole thing with King Noma. He gonna let him back in the warehouse. He gonna let him back in the firm. Everybody gonna be working together. And Mel says, fine. Okay, and then Tariq gets a text message from Lauren. Okay, we need to talk. I said, boy, this Tariq is wanted all kind of places. And then lastly, we see Davis. Davis is working late tonight. Okay, he makes a call and he lets Monet know that the feds got the Russians for now, but you need to lay low. This is the same things that Davis always tells Auntie, and she don't pay no damn attention. And then when she hang up the phone, if I wasn't happy to see Renzo was sitting in his chair, okay, at the house, haunting her mean ass. Okay, she just looking at him. He was just like, you know what? I love you. Like, I loved you even despite what you did to me. He said, but baby, let me tell you something. When them kids find out, they gonna have a problem. And that means you gonna have a problem. They ain't gonna never forgive you. And then she just standing there looking, and then all of a sudden he disappears and she's still standing there looking. I was like, well, thank God. I mean, Renzo couldn't say none of this stuff while he was alive, but I hope that he wear that bitch out while he did. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.